welcome to episode 64 of Timm Talk, the podcast about the DC animated universe, co-created by Bruce Timm. I am Chris Lord.
I'm Cameron Dexter.
And a shitload happened in like comic book and pop culture news this last week. My God. Cameron, where do you want to start with this? There's a lot to go through.
Okay. Do we want to start at the beginning or just start fresh? Because we had news that happened this morning.
Let's do fresh, and then we'll dig out some old rotten news in the background.
Cool. Great. That's what we're best at.
Yeah.
Did you see the new Ready Player One trailer / poster that everyone's upset with?
I did. I saw the poster where his leg is way too long.
It is. I measured it.
Oh my God!
And compared it to his body, because there was another photo someone posted on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it was just like his legs was like, it was like 3 legs stacked on top of each other, and then his body. That was a little bit of an over-exaggeration of what they did, because the actual leg was like 1.5 times the size of his body.
Hey, for all we know, Ty Sheridan just has a really long right leg.
Yeah, well, it's also like, this is in the future, Chris. Like, this could be some evolutionary advancement that has happened. They could be robot legs.
Like the first version of VR required you to like utilize your legs as part of the process.
Yeah.
Asymmetrically so one just grew longer in the next 30 years.
Yeah. By 2045, all people's legs will be model-length legs.
It is kind of amazing that they would let a poster like that out.
Yeah.
With that sort of just like that was the first thing I noticed.
Really, I didn't even know, because all the headlines I saw were like poster reveals huge Easter egg, and I didn't realize they were being literal because the background is a giant fucking
a literal
egg.
Easter egg. Oh,
yeah,
my
and
God.
I was like scanning the poster trying to find like what's hidden in the background. There's got to be something that I'm missing.
Yeah,
I was trying to like look at, there's like a billboard in the very back of the poster, and I'm like, what's on the billboard? I was like looking in the window, and
were there actual non-literal Easter eggs hidden? Oh, okay,
everything was blurry.
But there must have been a shitload in the trailer, though.
Yes,
right. I mean, are those Easter eggs, or are those just more like teases?
It's just gonna be like nerd fodder.
Yeah, I mean, there was some pretty cool shit. Like there was a really cool version of Mach 5 I saw in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't quite the cartoon, it wasn't quite the movie. It was like its own distinct thing.
Yeah,
which looked pretty awesome.
I went through, as the crazed fan of this book that I am.
How many times have you listened to it?
4.
How many times have you read it?
Half. I own it.
Okay.
Don't shame me for listening to audiobooks. That could be a sponsor one day, Chris.
We all know that audio is a dead medium.
Right.
Which is why they let us do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're capitalizing on it.
Yeah.
Just like our forefathers of the 40s.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry.
Audio is the future, they say.
That's loud. Your table's loud.
It is. Sorry, I didn't give you a coaster.
That's fine. I'll use your gaming mat. What's on your gaming mat here?
I have no idea, actually. I've had that for maybe 4 years.
Okay.
Is that like, I think it might be an old Overwatch thing.
Okay. Again, great for an audio medium.
Yeah.
No, but like it looks pretty damn cool. Now, I was surprised to see that the avatar versions of the characters were drastically different than their human counterparts. Like, I guess that was to be expected, but I wasn't expecting that. What did you think of that?
So when I first watched it, I watched the trailer maybe 6 times already.
I'm sure. And it's been out for
like 6 hours.
Yeah. Well, that's a good ratio.
Yeah.
I watched it twice. So
at first I was very put off, because I also didn't make the connection that the B-list Sephiroth that the main character looks like. Do you know who Sephiroth is?
No.
It's fine. It's a Final Fantasy character.
Okay, that explains why I don't know.
He's the main villain from Final Fantasy. Great theme song, by the way. I think you'd really like his theme song. I'll play it for you afterwards.
Okay.
I was very put off, and I didn't like it at first. But after watching it a few times, I realized whenever I play an MMORPG, that is exactly what my avatar looks like. It's never a normal hair color. It's always like,
yeah, it's always a little angular. Like, it's,
everyone always has like a little bit of Japanese inspiration, because
Yeah.
these look like Final Fantasy characters. Like, have you ever seen Advent Children?
No, I didn't. What?
Great movie.
What?
It's a movie called Final Fantasy Advent Children.
Okay.
It came out in 2006, 5-ish. But the animation like still holds up today. Like,
okay.
It was so beyond its time for 2D animation. 2D side, 2.5D animation.
Does it hold up much better than the Batman Gotham Knight anime film that came out between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight?
Just a hair better.
Okay.
I love Advent Children. It's great. But yeah, I think I'm more accepting of the avatars now. I'm curious what the public thinks because I haven't looked at any like articles about it yet.
Yeah, I didn't really look at it either. I mean, it you know what's interesting is another trailer dropped today, which was the Battle Angel.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
So it's from James Cameron's producing and Robert Rodriguez directing. I don't really know anything about. I think it's adapted from an anime, I want to say, but I don't really know anything about it. But in it, it's all set in like, for the most part, it is, you know, live action, but the main character is like a fully CG character, but she's meant to look photorealistic. And the entire trailer, it felt really uncanny valley. But I noticed that the Ready Player One trailer didn't. I think it's partly because it's all set in an entire world
of CGI.
Yeah. So it doesn't. It works better than trying to put one character in there that doesn't quite mesh.
Okay. Oh, it's based off Battle Angel Alita.
Okay, yeah. I was about to call it Battle Angel Lolita, which
Lolita is very different.
It's a very
still Japanese.
Very different story.
Yeah.
But no, it looked really awesome. Like I noticed that even just from the trailer, it was clear that they had done a lot of story changes from the book to the movie, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Christopher Waltz is in it.
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz is in it.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty excited for Ready Player One, though. I really loved the book, and the movie looks like they've departed enough that I think it can kind of be its own thing.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I don't think you necessarily want to do a really faithful adaptation.
Did you look for all the cameos in the trailer yet?
I watched it once, and then I watched it again just like for fun. And I spotted a few things here and there. I spotted the Iron Giant. I spotted the Mach 5. I was more just like realizing how many cool people are in that cast. Like Ben Mendelsohn is like the villain, and I kind of remember the casting when the movie was like first announced, but I've forgotten a lot of the people who are actually in it.
The one that I'm most excited for is Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg, thank you. I'm like Sean.
Yeah,
not Sean.
I didn't see him at all in the trailer.
No, he's playing the friend of Halliday.
Yeah,
whose name I already forgot. Merlin.
Something like that. Oh, what's the actress in it though? She was on Bates Motel, and she was in Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
Oh, okay.
How am I blanking on her name though? She's amazing. I love her. We're
really rushing through this right now.
I'm working on it.
Me too.
Internet. Olivia Cook. Yeah, super excited for her. She's amazing.
Okay. Oh yeah, there she is. Oh yeah, she's playing Artemis. And then fucking TJ Miller's in it.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah.
Ogden Morrow. That's who Simon Pegg is going to be.
Oh, that's
Morrow.
right.
Merlin Morrow.
You're close.
I was right direction.
You're right around there.
Well, I went through this trailer near frame by frame to try and see everything.
What in all did you see?
I feel like even then I missed a lot because like my video game knowledge is
very
still
dense too.
Yeah, it's still pretty limited. And there's a lot of just like generic video game like not characters, but it's like generic video game looking things.
Yeah.
But I caught at the very beginning the Batmobile. The 1960s Batmobile is in there.
Oh, yes.
The Mach 5, like you mentioned. I saw the A-Team van. Kit from Knight Rider made a quick appearance in the racing part. And then in the battle part, the fucking Battletoads are all in there, which is super exciting.
What?
Battletoads is a Super Nintendo game from the late 80s that is deemed one of the hardest games to ever come out on console.
Have you played it?
I've played it once, and it was not fun for me.
Okay.
It was very hard.
A lot of those old games are actually really hard.
Yeah.
Like when I was home, my brother's got the Super NES, the little box one, and I tried playing Star Fox. Realized I'd never played like Super NES Star Fox. I only played N64. Near impossible. I even went to go do.
We call it the SNES, by the way.
Fuck off. I even then went to go play Super Mario World, which I have played before.
Oh, it's one of the best.
And I mean,
it might be my favorite Super Mario of 2D.
Okay, yeah, but I still found it really goddamn hard to play. It's almost too simple, or maybe I'm too simple.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is. Actually,
you got to use your creativity in those games.
Well, that's a problem. I'm not creative.
It's fine.
Yeah.
What else? So we had the Battletoads made a quick appearance. Tracer from Overwatch is in there for some reason. That's the one that really threw me off because all of these are like old 60s to 80s references.
Yeah.
And then Tracer.
I mean, I kind of get it. Like Overwatch is huge right now, and
Yeah,
you
gotta
mentioned that it's
capitalize on it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but it seems like it's a big deal in gaming, so I guess it makes sense that it would be in there.
Yeah. Chun-Li made a quick appearance. And then Mobile Suit Gundam was in there. There was a kung fu fighting Chucky from the horror movie Chucky series.
Yeah, I saw Chucky in there, which was really bizarre.
So curious about
How they're gonna factor in that in.
Yeah, and then the Iron Giant.
Oh, Iron Giant.
And then to cap off of that news, Ernest Cline came out and said that he's currently writing Ready Player 2 at the moment.
You know, I don't know how I feel about that, actually. Without saying how the book ends, I really like how the book ends. I don't know if I necessarily want to spend... Like, I want to spend more time in that world, but I don't necessarily want to know what happens next.
There's an anime series called Sword Art Online.
Okay.
That the people that as I say that now, the people that have watched that show are rolling their eyes. Because...
Why?
It had a similar ending to the book.
Okay.
And it also had... That was at the end of season 1. It had that ending. And then there were 2 more seasons after that. And the quality dropped to such an extreme low in those two seasons. As much as I would want a Ready Player 2 book just to continue that world, I'm very cautious because of how it was handled in other mediums already.
Like, with the anime you're referring to, like, the story dropped because they didn't know, like, just the quality of the show dropped, or like they didn't know how to continue that world, or like
Yes.
they trying to like pay off setup and it's hard to pay off. I don't know. It's hard to dance around.
So at the end of the series, the series is about a group of gamers get trapped in a VR game called Sword Art Online.
Okay.
And the only way to escape the game is to beat it. But if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Okay. Yeah, we've seen that a lot.
And the story was great. It's a story we've heard and seen a dozen times now, but the animation quality was amazing. The characters were fairly well written for an anime. And it was great. And then season 2 comes along and you just can't get the same level of like hype and
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
and like not payoff, what's the word I'm looking, like the same level, like the same threat level. When you leave that game, he joins a second game. Because his girlfriend never came out of the first game. Her mind was transferred into a second game.
Oh my god, this
already
sounds confusing.
Yeah, he has to go to the second game where now they're elves that fight. And then it just got kind of rapey after that.
Oh,
and
God.
I mean that word exactly as it sounds. It got weird.
So maybe best avoid?
Season 1, watch it. Great.
Okay.
Just stop after that.
Okay. Good to know. I've already forgotten the name of it, so that's not
Yeah,
going to be a
that's
problem.
fine. But yeah, they're making a second one. What are the news? We had the Jessica Jones trailer drop
I did
this
watch
morning
that
as well.
Yeah.
I'm
It's good.
excited. Yeah, I think Jessica Jones is my favorite of the Netflix series.
I don't think I'm going to end up watching it, though.
Did you watch Punisher?
I didn't watch Punisher, no.
Neither have I.
I watched The Defenders. It was fine. It's just for me now, there's not enough time to like see everything, and I'm just no longer really excited about this. Like,
Same.
especially with Netflix, like I don't really have 13 hours I want to dedicate to something that I'm kind of ambivalent towards.
Right, to a story that could take 4 to 6.
Yeah, and I can't. Like,
I know.
It sucks because like it's one of those things that I want to do well and I want to support it and I want it to be successful.
Right.
For many, many reasons, but I'm just kind of like, meh.
No, I fully understand. Yeah, Punisher is the first kind of superhero show that I'm skipping.
Well, except for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I imagine you
I
haven't-
watched the first 2 seasons,
Yeah,
2.5
but it's
seasons
like
of
we're
that.
like 5 seasons in, so you're not still watching it.
Right.
Have you watched Runaways?
Yes, and it's fine.
Okay.
not
I'm
good.
trying to decide if I'm going to watch it or not.
Don't watch it yet.
Okay.
Because we're 5 episodes deep, and they still haven't fucking run away yet, Chris. They haven't fucking run away. The show is about them trying to get away from their parents.
You got to do a lot of setup work.
It's so much unnecessary
Is
setup.
it too much?
Yes.
Is it a 10-episode season? Do you know?
I don't know.
But already
But-
it's too long.
Yeah, because see, episode 1 and 2 are the exact same story.
Oh no!
Episode 1 is from the kid's perspective, and it ends with them seeing their parents do a sacrifice. And then episode 2 is the same story from the parents' perspective.
Oh, fuck that!
And nothing changes. Like the parents aren't interesting enough yet.
Yeah.
And there's just it's another one of those. There's too many questions, and they're not getting answered at nearly fast enough pace.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I'll let you know if it's worth it by the end. It probably won't be.
Okay, I'll just keep watching the Orville instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's go seeing movies, which is also an important thing to do.
Yeah.
Did you see the news about the return of Andrea Romano to the world of animation? Yeah, so there's a new series calling out called The Gang's All Here. So as far as I can tell, she's not going to be voice directing. She's actually playing a character.
Oh, interesting.
But it's also Rob Paulson and Kevin Conroy are both in it.
Okay.
And I guess I think it's not quite BoJack Horseman, but it seems to be about a whole bunch of like it's obviously a cartoon. They're all animals working in the entertainment industry.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm down.
So it sounds like it could be kind of fun. So I'm not sure when it's going to come out exactly, but it's Kevin Conroy, it's Rob Paulson.
I love those guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 100% down for this.
Oh, okay. Also, so quick side tangent. So Shannon and I went to go see the live James Bonding podcast.
Oh, how was that?
It was so goddamn amazing. The Mats recognized me because I once again wore my terry cloth.
I'm so glad.
Play suit. They brought me up on the stage to like show it off to everyone. It was real fun. But they had a couple expert Bond opinion people like stashed away in the audience from when like discussions came around. So one was their head of social media, Emily, but the other person was Maurice LaMarche.
I feel like I should know that name.
You don't. He's one of the biggest names in animation. He's the voice of Brain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
I thought this was gonna be like a huge. I thought you were gonna be like all upset that you like weren't there when like he was there.
I'm sorry.
He's like the voice of everything. Cameron.
Give me a second. I'm sorry. I
Cameron.
have no excuse. I am sorry. This is 100% my fault. I was not prepared for this news.
You're not even.
We're just gonna. Sorry, guys. We're gonna end the podcast early today. We'll get to the shows next week.
God damn it! All right, I got one last bit of news here. Did you hear about they're doing a scripted podcast starring Wolverine?
Like Wolverine or Hugh Jackman Wolverine?
Well, Richard Armitage as Wolverine.
I kind of just want like a podcast where you just talk to Hugh Jackman. It has nothing to do with Wolverine, but they're marketing it as a Wolverine podcast.
Get jacked.
Yeah,
just talking.
Exactly. Killing it.
I mean, I would also.
He's Morbo. Aw. I know. Okay, I've seen this guy. He was in. Sorry, damn it.
Nope. Stop fidgeting. With your very sound enhancing table that we're recording on top of.
He was in the I Know That Voice documentary.
Yeah, he's everybody.
Yes. He plays additional voices in Simpsons.
Yeah, he does.
He's that guy.
He's several characters in the DCAU.
He's Big Bob and Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Big Bob is Helga's dad.
Oh, did you do? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot about Big Bob. Yeah, but he was there. I legitimately thought you'd be more excited about this, but
I'm sorry. I have other casting news to go over in the episode.
Okay. I'm trying to think of any other newsworthy topics.
Wow, I am ashamed of myself.
Yeah, I mean, he's everybody.
He's in Korra. He's in Adventure Time. He's in Ultimate. He's Doctor Doom in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Futurama.
No, I mean he's one of the biggest names in like voice actors.
Yeah. Oh,
he's incredible.
I'm fully ashamed. I am so sorry, everyone, that I let you down.
You need the right individual apologies.
He's father, Chris. He's father from Kids Next Door.
Individual apology notes.
I will
to all of our listeners,
dear mom,
and to
sorry, I let you down.
Yeah. Also, you need to send
done.
Yeah. You also need
dear
to
Chris's parents.
Oh, they don't listen.
Okay, good.
Wes does though.
Dear
and
Wes,
Todd.
Todd, I'm sorry I let you down on such a catastrophic level. Fucking Shaolin. He's Master Fong and Shaolin. Jesus Christ.
Any more? Do you want to make yourself feel worse? Any more characters?
Yes, I do.
All right. I mean, while you keep looking, I have one last little bit. Did you see the first release photos from X-Men: Dark Phoenix?
He's the fucking narrator.
Dark Phoenix. Did you see him? Did you see him, Cameron?
Yes.
Thoughts?
fine.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I like that big wide shot they have of the shuttle kind of falling apart and Jean is floating above it and like turning into the Phoenix and glowing. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping they do like a realistic version of the Phoenix. It's hard to say though too, because like based off of some of the descriptions that come out, it just sounds like, at no point has it acknowledged that it is like a cosmic force. It's just talking about like some force within Jean itself. So I'm hoping they don't
make the same mistake as Last Stand.
Yeah, I mean, at least at a minimum, aesthetically, they seem to be going the right direction in terms of her like actually literally being
a real Phoenix.
Yeah, like on fire and stuff like that. Yeah, I know it looks
fine.
I don't know.
I have such, I don't want to say little faith, but I'm almost uninterested.
A little bit
at this point.
Yeah.
Well, like if it's good, great. I'm excited. If it's bad, I feel like I'm not invested. Like I don't want to say Justice League broke me, like I expected it would, but I think I'm a little broken as a person right now.
Are you just kind of burnt out on superhero movies?
A little bit.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd come to that day. Like I'm still excited for movies.
We have a nice long gap though. I think we don't have anything until
Black Panther in February.
It's only February. I mean, I'm super excited for that movie, but I also want a little bit longer in between.
Right.
Also, this might all be moot because I don't know if there's. I feel like the deal has closed between Disney and Fox, but I don't know if there's been an official confirmation yet.
I think we should save that news for next week.
Yeah.
When we have more information about it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to be sharing this false information to Mom, Todd,
Wes.
and Wes.
It's fine. I think he's a few weeks behind. He'll probably hear this in like 4 weeks or so when it's actually confirmed news.
But yeah,
we'll talk about it then.
It is very heavily speculated that Marvel is now
part of Disney.
Sorry.
Well, Fox. All the Fox properties.
Yes.
Yeah.
X-Men Fantastic Four are now possibly part of the DC, the MCU.
The MCU. It'll
it was a big change, Chris. WB swooped in.
Oh my god! I mean, you know what? The X-Men would probably make the DCEU better, wouldn't it?
A little bit.
And actually, that's not true. They'll just fuck up those characters too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I can go on and on about that. Apparently, I go on too much about that. Throw Deadpool in there and just have him troll everyone.
Absolutely.
I would love to see Deadpool go up against
everyone.
Batfleck in particular.
Yes.
Because I would love to see Ben Affleck be even less excited to be there.
To have the spotlight stolen by even more presence.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, shit. Yeah. So I think more to talk about probably at a later time. But for right now, we, thank God, also have a Batman episode this week to talk about.
Yes.
And you know what? I actually kind of liked the Superman episodes. We got Prototype.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the cameo was going to be in there, which was exciting for me.
Which cameo?
What?
Did I miss a main thing?
John Henry Irons.
Yes. Right. Got it. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. I think for me, that might be the reason why I kind of like this episode, was that I like it when they do that soft intro of a character. Mm-hmm. It's going to come back later. Like they did that with Barbara too. Like we met Barbara first before she became Batgirl. I feel like they did that probably somewhere else in the Superman world at some point too. I just don't know.
I don't think so.
Oh, John Corbin. We met him before he became Metallo.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah. He's worthy of that though, because he's like an actual character on his own before he becomes Metallo. Everyone else is just like, who gives a shit about them before they become supervillains. I really feel like Superman was a series they should have just skipped a lot of the origins.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get why they're all so super powered. You kind of have to give them an introduction. It's not like Batman villains who are just theatrical.
Right. And I think the only reason they did it is because they saw the success of the Batman villains. Mm-hmm. Of like, we cared about, Riddler and Harley.
And actually, to be fair, I mean, the Joker and Penguin didn't get origins.
Joker, Penguin, and Catwoman are the three that didn't get origins.
And they had already been just in movies within the last 3 years before that. So that kind of makes sense. Mm-hmm. Well, before the animated series, not this.
Right. Yeah.
This is 97.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the last, I mean, I guess we had Clark and Lois going on before this.
Lois and Clark.
Nope.
All right, this is not a Race Ross thing. This is one where you're actually just definitively wrong. Did you watch that show?
Nope.
Okay. I actually did watch a good amount of it.
How is it?
I mean, I watched it when I was a kid, so...
So you liked it?
I mean, I liked it. Like, I remember bits and pieces here and there. I remember the episode where Lois finally, I think, admits to Clark that she knows that he's Superman.
Aw.
There's like, I think they were like both wearing like black leather jackets, and there was like a fountain. They were like hanging outside, and she like pulls his glasses off. She's like, "I know who you are, dummy."
That sounds very 90s.
It's very.
That
90s.
sounds like you might have also been watching Dawson's Creek.
I did not watch Dawson's Creek.
I know, but that sounds like a scene that could have been pulled straight from Dawson's Creek.
For all I know, I was accidentally watching
Right.
Dawson's Creek when this
Caitlin's
was going
Way.
on. Yeah. What?
I think that was the one.
Caitlin's Way?
Right?
Is that a show?
Yeah.
With who?
I don't know.
Then where did that come from?
I don't know. I don't know how my brain works.
No one.
That's a show, right?
No one does.
I'm not crazy.
Are you thinking of Clarissa Explains It All?
No, Caitlin's Way in Australia under the title Just a Kid is a live-action teen drama series that aired on Nickelodeon from 2000 to 2002.
Well, okay. See, that's why I wouldn't have watched it, because it's like a Nickelodeon teen drama.
Caitlin's Way focuses on Caitlin Singer, a troubled girl who lives in the streets of Philadelphia. After being arrested, Caitlin is given the option of going to the youth detention center or moving in with her mother's cousin in Montana. She chooses the latter upon moving in with Dory Gray. I'm not going to finish this.
Yeah, please
It already
don't.
sounds boring.
It sounds really terrible.
I'm sorry for the fans that like that show.
That is a very obscure poll. That might be your most obscure poll,
I've
actually.
never even watched that show.
Then where did that come from?
I don't know. There was the parody version on the Amanda Show.
Okay.
That was oh my god, I'm so upset with myself right now.
As you should be. Are you more upset than when you forgot who Maurice LaMarche was?
I'm just having a bad day
You're having
right
a real
now.
bad day. I'm just shitting all over you.
Because it's the song is in my head. You keep talking. I'll find this in a quick second.
Okay, well, so what's the cool thing about this episode?
Moody's Point. That's all. Sorry. do 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 do. It's great. It's great.
Keep
It's
going.
so good. That's all I need.
That's all you got.
If fans remember that show, that's all they need to be like, oh right, that show.
Well, we've said it before. It's always surprising what sort of fandom overlaps.
Right.
There's probably one person.
One person.
What's the name of the show again?
Moody's Point.
No, but
Caitlin's Way.
If you listen to this and you watch either one of those, send me an email.
I'm gonna make a new email account. Like that Cameron guy really knows what he's talking about.
He's really got his really obscure Australian 90s TV dramas
Oh, I'm on it.
down.
Should we start talking about the episode?
Yeah, we should. So the whole point of this episode is clearly just to set up John Henry Irons and the fact that he is like a tech genius and he builds these weaponized suits. So he builds one for the SCU. Mm-hmm. That always throws me off because that's also like the abbreviation for my alma mater. So I always have to like double check it. It's actually the SCU, the Special Crimes Unit, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm assuming he did not build an armored suit for Santa Clara University.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of Lex's other failed projects. Because have we had a tech demo from Lex that hasn't
Gone wrong?
right? I guess this one didn't go wrong.
It went right because what ends up happening is that
I was ready for the suit to get hacked into.
I was kind of waiting for something like that. Yeah, but it's just like it directly connects to like the neural pathways of your body or something like that, and so it started to slowly turn him crazy. That part of the episode
still doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense. That whole part of the episode I found really just generic and the same.
Was this a PSA for steroids?
No.
Are you sure?
No, because we get an actual.
Are you positive?
No, we get an actual steroid PSA in Batman Beyond with the Slappers episode.
Okay.
But that's actually a really good episode, though.
Okay, because they do mention when Mills is talking to his wife, she does give off the symptoms of, or the, not symptoms, other word.
Side effects?
Side effects of steroids, like in like a perfect bullet point manner.
Did she actually?
Yes, she
really?
does.
I mean, it's what? It's you get like
I guess
you
it's
get-
like generic drug addiction.
you get what would she like?
I don't
list
remember
off?
exactly what she said, but it was
You like you get stronger, you get agitated,
yeah.
your manhood shrinks.
Well, she's like you might need to tone it. Like you're a lot stronger now. You might need to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And he starts talking about how him and the suit are like one being now.
One and the same. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's listing off like the side effects of addiction, or the symptoms of addiction.
I love how the episode used the shorthand for like explaining that someone's gone over the top. It's like this news footage may be too traumatic for young viewers.
Yeah.
But this is still a goddamn kids show. So it's him just like kicking a few people around and inevitably smashing the camera that's recording it. And that's all it is.
Right.
It's like he's not really doing like at that point he's just kicking people around. It's not until he goes to break up, like he tracks down like the car thief, and he literally tries to kill all of them.
He tries to blow them up.
He should have killed all of them. If this weren't a kids cartoon, they all would have died.
Yeah,
because he sets fire to explosive barrels inside the warehouse and just blows the whole thing up, and everyone just comes scampering out and they're fine. Also, if you are tracking down a car thief, why would you smash that car? The poor owner could have gotten his car back.
No.
But no, you smash the roof and then you blow it up.
That's just more paperwork for the SCU.
That's a dickhole. Mm-hmm. What's his name? John Mills?
Mills, yeah.
Something, is it?
I have a kind of dumb question.
I'm sure it is, but go ahead.
So when they're testing the suit, going back a handful of steps, they're showing off all its feats. It has super strength,
like the
strength of 20 men.
lasers, rockets.
Yes, the lasers is what I want to focus on.
Okay.
So he cuts through a wall of steel, like it's near butter, almost like it's not butter.
I can't believe.
I can't believe it's almost like it's not butter. How do lasers stop?
They don't.
Okay, because it shot through, and it like when he opened the door, there was like a truck behind him.
Yeah.
And I also had that question of Superman: if he misses his heat vision,
oh yeah,
does it just? Because it has to dissipate somehow at some point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's kind of the.
But how?
I don't know. So here's the thing. What I don't know.
You're an engineer.
Former.
How do lasers work?
I mean, because they are a light.
Yes.
So I mean, that's the thing is like most lasers are beams of light. So that's how you can like transmit information and they have wavelength and everything like that. I'm less familiar with we'll call like intense lasers that can actually then like. I guess they would have to, like, are they generating enough heat to then melt what's in front of them? So, I mean, I guess, and that's, like, if they're generating enough heat that they're melting whatever they're running into, in that regards, then yes, they would technically have an end point.
Right, they could run.
But the way they show it in here is, like, it's like a knife where they're, like, it goes on beyond the thing that it's cutting and should theoretically just keep on going.
Yeah, because I imagine, like, yes, at some point it will cut through enough air particles that it will start to lose energy, and at some point it will go off. Also, yes, light is affected by gravity, but how much? I'm getting way too into this question now. Would it still be pulled by Earth's gravitation, or would it have less of an effect?
Less effective what? In melting things?
No. If it's just shot in the air. So Superman is shooting it from.
So hang on.
He's flying in the air above any city, tree, bird, plane, stratosphere.
I don't know. I mean, because I guess there is the effect of gravity on light, but then there's also the fact that light does expand out as it goes. It has a focal point, and then the further it goes away, like the wider, and it dissipates over time. So that's why, like, if you were to shine like a spotlight, like a laser pointer up into the sky, it only really works if it has like
something to hit.
Like you can actually see it. Otherwise, it just kind of goes and goes and goes, and eventually it dissipates.
Right.
I don't know how laser cutting beam. Because I actually just watched Goldfinger too. I'm thinking back to that. I'm like, what? How is that supposed to work? Like, what's underneath? What's underneath the table? That's like stopping it from just slicing cutting through the floor.
It's cutting through the floor.
Yeah.
There's like one henchman that's like 3 floors down. There's like, oh shit. Or no, what I hope is when they were like testing that out, they realized where it cuts, and so on every floor there's just like a wet sign. It's like caution laser cuts. Yeah.
It's fine. They're shooting it up to the sky. They're just taking out airplanes and helicopters and birds.
No, it works.
And Superman will go and save them.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Yeah, I do. I hate heat lasers. That is actually one thing I'll give credit to Smallville for doing. And I don't know if other versions of Superman did this before, but like he basically shoots heat waves out of his eyes. Like they're not like a laser beam. Like he's basically just sending out like super intense heat particles. Particles, waves, whatever.
Waves.
It acts as both a wave and a particle.
I hate this question.
I hate it when you like you're an engineer, you know these things. Like, oh fuck, I haven't been an engineer in like 5-6 years. I don't remember anything anymore. I didn't know anything then either. To be perfectly honest,
I'll bring this up to my cousin Ian. He might have an answer for us.
Help us, Ian.
Yes, you are our only hope.
Yeah. But the suit, like it's another example of them just doing something to like have Superman have a superpowered thing to fight. And even the fight sequences are kind of generic. There's that whole stupid plot line about there's like the kill switch where you have to like plug into this weird port in the back of the suit. I did find it all kind of dumb, except for the fact that it was setting up John Henry Irons. So I've always really liked him. I'm not sure why.
He's in a few episodes of JLU.
I think he's in like one or two.
Because it's no, I'm thinking of someone else.
I mean,
am I thinking of Stars and Stripes? I'm thinking of Stars. and
Yeah,
Stripes.
he becomes Steel, and he actually does become Steel in a later Superman episode. And obviously, there was like that Shaq movie.
I was gonna say like Shaquille O'Neal.
I think I did. If I recall, I saw that when it came out, but I've never seen it since then, so I don't really remember anything about it.
I've only listened to the How Did This Get Made?
Oh right, yeah. I remember the suit, like the look of the suit, which is horrible. But I've always just found him to be a cool character, like that idea of someone who has a similar kind of like moral compass as Superman, but is human, but has the capacity. I mean, he's more or less, he's not quite Iron Man, the fact that he's not like a drunken philanderer, but he just knows how to build these super cool tech things. And I've always wanted to see him introduced in a movie in this same kind of way they do here, where like he's working for LexCorp or Star Labs or something. And then, I mean, what's kind of the coolest thing about that character was his transition to Steel was after the death of Superman.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's one of the 4 Supermen that appears.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because it's Superboy, the Eradicator, Cyborg Superman, and then Steel. And he's the only one who is basically not trying to lay claim to being Superman. He's like, no, I'm not Superman, but I wear his S in honor of him. But I guess so when Doomsday attacked the city, he got buried in the rubble. Like he grabbed a sledgehammer to go and help Superman because they had met and they were friends. And he got buried and he came out of there, so he goes and builds himself this high-tech suit. But that always seemed like a cool idea. Like that was an idea I feel like you could have done in a good version of The Return of Superman in a feature film. Like he's probably one of the few you could actually put in there and not have it ridiculous.
Right.
Because the rest of them are pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, Superboy less so.
So another thing that I want to bring up is there was one moment that it got me really excited, and then I kind of got...
Was it when Mills steals the suit and breaks through the wall and leaves a Mills-shaped hole?
No, that upset me about how poor security was.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
And what's even more upsetting is, I don't know if you caught this, so I don't remember their names anymore, the guy and girl SCU members.
Turpin and Sawyer.
Thank you. They're playing Gin Rummy, a very popular 2-person game, but then when they notice that the suit's been stolen, there are 3 people in that room, which means that there's just a security guard that doesn't get to play.
Actually, you can play Jin with more than 2 people.
You can, but it's very hard. And only
No, it's not.
It's different.
No, it's the same. I play it all the time.
I don't.
Okay, well, I don't know if you can play Jin with more than 2 people, but you can play Jin Rummy.
Oh, I think they were playing Jin.
I think they're playing Jin, yeah, because I always played Jin Rummy with my mom.
Okay.
And my brother.
Yeah, because it was just the 2 of them had cards in their hand.
Yeah, I think they were just playing Jin.
And that just makes me think like that poor security guard
just sitting there.
Not only did he not get to play, but he also probably lost his job.
He probably did.
Because he was supposed to be watching the suit. No, the moment that I'm talking about is when Mills goes to Luthor and he breaks the glass and the shark is about to eat Luthor.
Oh, yeah, that's real. That's real dumb. I don't know what you were about to say.
The moment that I wish had happened is Superman comes and picks up the shark before it eats Lex. Mills is on the ground, and what I was really hoping for was Superman to turn and use the shark's tail.
And like whip it around and hit.
Yes,
Oh my God,
I wanted that so badly. Because the way he held, because he was holding the shark by its upper half.
Yeah.
And so he could have easily done like a nice shark slap.
Been a shark club?
Yes.
Oh my
God. I wanted that so badly. And when he put it away,
that would have been amazing.
You guys are really missing out on a big opportunity here.
Yeah. I also noted, real quick, we'll get on the next episode, but real quick, I was a little bit confused by the end because they zap him in the suit, and when they do, his eyes go white. Like I assumed he was going to go blind, and then when they take the suit off, his hand twitches and the glove twitches. So I felt like they were setting up some sort of thing about like, oh, he's going to come back and he has like this telepathic connection with the suit, but then in the end, like, oh, he's just in recovery and he'll recover perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with him anymore.
I wonder, does he come back?
I don't know. I don't think so.
They might have planned for him to come back because the story I can see coming from this is him still in bed in the suit.
Yeah.
He can control it without moving.
Yeah.
So it'll all be
it felt like you see that's where they would go. It almost felt like they maybe had that idea in mind and then the last minute changed the ending and just did a little something different, like, oh, he'll recover. Because honestly, though, I think it's fine. I don't know if I really want to see him being...
Yeah.
We have enough really mediocre villains who come back far too often to add him in there as well.
Right.
But I am looking forward to Steel coming back actually as Steel. So, but then I was super excited because this week we got to watch what I remember as being one of my favorite Batman episodes.
Yes.
Because it's the only new Batman adventure with Mr. Freeze.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. What did you think of the new Freeze suit, the new design? You haven't seen this before, right?
I've never seen this one. When he comes out as a fucking spider head,
yeah,
I lost my shit.
I mean, did you like that? Did you think it was ridiculous?
I thought it was fascinating. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think I liked it very much, but I thought it was a fascinating choice.
It is an interesting choice. Yeah.
I want to ask you, I love this version. I love the suit.
Yeah, I do too.
What is your favorite look of Mr. Freeze?
This. I think it's this.
Okay.
I like this better than the new or the original Batman the animated series. I like it better than the Batman.
Because that's the one where it's just like an icicle, right?
Yeah, the Batman's just an icicle. Yeah, I don't really care for
I like that.
the Arkham City look either. I mean, I guess there have been some versions of the comics that I kind of like. I obviously don't care for the Batman and Robin suit. It's just fucking terrible. No, I really like this one.
You're not a big fan of the Schwarzenegger?
Can't say that I am.
Oh, shame.
No, I like this one. I like the color styling on it. I like that we get to see his eyes rather than the goggles. It's a very different look.
Yeah.
I don't think Mike Mignola did this one. I think he just did the original one.
I think so.
Yeah.
But it feels completely different.
I like it a lot, but also like to me that was so cool that he had like the spider leg thing. 'Cause I remember there was a toy of that, and so it came. You could take his head off and put it on the spider legs, and like I still have that toy somewhere. It's like one of my all-time favorite Batman toys.
The reason I think I like the Batman version is I think it's in Young Justice, or I don't remember which series it's in. There's one moment where Mr. Freeze's helmet breaks. And in order to save himself, he shoots his head with his freeze gun. And he has like an icicle. As the helmet.
That sounds vaguely familiar. That may have been Young Justice. I don't think it was the Batman.
No, it wasn't the Batman.
Yeah, because he would just regrow it because it's already an icicle.
Yeah, I think that's why I like it because I love that idea of like why is he dealing with this when he can just give himself?
He can just icicle himself.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I don't remember what that is though. Because there is that episode of Young Justice where all of the ice villains come together.
Oh, isn't that like one of the first ones?
Well, in the pilot, it's all of them fighting ice villains.
Oh, that's right.
How
but
they
it's
come
later
together.
when they all come.
When they go to prison.
Yeah.
And it's Icicle Junior is trying to break.
Oh, that's
the family out. So it's Icicle Junior, Icicle Senior, Cap Cold, Mr. Freeze, Killer Frost.
Oh, okay. I need to go back and rewatch that.
So good. So yes, we have Cold Comfort. We have Mr. Freeze. Looks awesome.
And so this time around, he's basically like lost all hope, and so
he's just a bad person now.
Yeah, so now like he's just going around and like taking people's hope from them. It's like destroying like their precious works of art, or like destroying this dinosaur. So then he sets his sights on Bruce Wayne. The one like it's kind of cheesy, but I have to say I really love when a villain attacks Wayne Manor. Like I really, really love it.
Yeah, and like it's a very small twist. Because it wasn't what I was expecting. So he comes in, he's like, I want to take everything that you love away from you.
Yeah.
And so he aims the gun at Robin, or at Timm, because he's like, all you want is a family, so I'm going to take your son away. And before he fires it, he's like, no, I know what you cherish more, not the surrogate son, the surrogate father. And he shoots Alfred, and I yelped.
Oh, no.
It's like, no!
Not Alfred!
Oh, but he's fine. He's in like
he's
a
fine.
he's in like a jacuzzi
his big chemical
afterwards.
bath. I guess what was fun to see in this episode was Bruce being a parent. Like not only to Timm, where he's going and asking him, it's like, oh, I heard you like failed your like civics test.
Yeah.
And I love Timm's response because he's like, oh yeah, like you don't even understand like how the justice system works. Like, well, why should I? You ignore it entirely. So how about that math test?
Yeah. I guess I didn't catch that that's why he went off topic. I thought it was...
okay. Yeah.
It would make sense that was why. I thought it was because he heard Alfred getting attacked.
Oh no, it was
And so he was
because-
like trying to move the conversation away from anything Batman related.
Oh no, he was just like, yeah, he got stumbled up by the fact that
I like that much better.
It was a fun moment, even like when he's having Batgirl trained down in the Batcave, and like she gets like the highest score, but she still gets like zapped by. I thought those were really cool, the little like zappers that have like the punch panels on them, so they disappear.
Yeah.
When you hit them, but he's like, no, like
Dead
you,
is
still,
dead.
you still got shot, like dead
Yeah.
is dead.
But I got a new high score, but you still died.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's a high score. It's like it's a corpse with a high score.
It's just fun to see him kind of softening a bit. Like I think that was a deliberate choice they went for in this one. They're trying to make it a little more kid friendly, but they wanted that sense of a Batman family. Like all the marketing for the show back in the day too it wasn't just Batman. It was Batman.
It was the Bat
Batgirl.
family.
It was the Bat family.
Yeah,
and actually putting him in that situation progresses the character, which is fun to see. Which then, if you think about it, it's kind of disappointing because when we get to Justice League, he's basically just a solo character.
Yeah.
Again, which timeline wise actually does kind of match up based on where these plot threads go. Mm-hmm. But I like this part here where he's like,
But
he's
also,
Bat-Dad.
what also I love is going off of that he's softened up. I feel like every Robin experience we had in BTOS, Robin had to fight to join. He's like, let me come. And
Yeah.
Batman's like, no, this isn't for you. Mm-hmm. And here, like, yes, he said that with Timm, but he was like, yeah, Batgirl, get in. We're going.
Yeah.
Like, didn't even question it. Like, he fully accepts them helping now.
Yeah, he actually treats them as partners now, whereas he didn't necessarily before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty fun. Did you find though that maybe not necessarily in the specifics, 'cause I think there's a lot of cool specific things like those moments and the spider freeze, that this episode was a little bit more generic though than the other freeze episodes we got back in BTOS?
Yeah, like when we got a freeze episode before, it was an event. Like I was excited when I knew it was freeze, and I got excited for this episode. But yeah, when his reasoning to do things, I think that's why it didn't feel as good.
Yeah, his motivation,
because he was kind of not an anti-hero, but he was doing it for what he thought was good.
Yeah, he was driven by something empathetic, and he was doing what he thought was right. He was knowingly doing bad things to do what he thought was right.
And they even bring that up when Timm, Batgirl, and Batman are all in the Batcave together. They even bring that up of like, yeah, why is he doing this? He only does things for his wife. How is this helping her?
Yeah, well, it's because she's moved on. Like, because I guess I forgot that they did cure her at the end of Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
And then I guess she was kind of waiting around for Victor to come back to her, and when he never did, she moved on. Kind of understandably so. Yeah, it just, it was just a little kind of like meh, like, oh, he's got like this big like ice bomb he's gonna like drop on the city, and like that's his way of getting back to Batman. It's like, oh, we're gonna keep you alive so you can.
That I did like that. What does Batman care about most? He didn't even think about Robin or Batgirl. He's like,
it's
I'm
your
going to
city.
destroy Gotham.
And I liked it too because that justified what earlier Freeze didn't kill him. He's like, oh, that's for a later time, and you're like, oh, this is just a cliche. Like we can save for a later day. Like, oh no, he actually had a real strategy in place here.
Yeah,
but he's also an idiot because he just left him in the care of his Ice Girls.
Can I talk about the Ice Girls for a second?
Yes, you may.
The Ice Maidens.
Yes.
Holy shit! Damn it! Holy shit! Talent.
Yeah.
They maybe had 10 lines altogether. They didn't talk much, but the 3 girls they cast as the Ice Maidens.
Remind me who they were.
I'll start with the smallest name.
Okay.
Is Lauren Tom.
Okay, yeah. Who's also Angela Chen in Superman the Animated Series.
Yes.
And also Amy in Futurama.
Yeah, she's Amy in Futurama. She's number 3. This was just
that's right.
A big like Kids Next Door thing for me.
Of course.
Number 3 from Kids Next Door. She was Gizmo and Jinx from the Teen Titans series. Trish and Sherry from Rocket Power, the 2 friends.
Yeah.
And we'll see her again, or we'll hear her again, because she is Agent Lee in Zeta Project.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I guess she is.
Love her. Continuing the line of Kids Next Door, Cree Summer was one of the other Ice Maidens. She is number 5 from Kids Next Door. She is Kida from Atlantis, the princess.
Yeah.
She's Wuya from Shaolin Showdown, not important. She's Tula from Young Justice. She's Susie Carmichael from Rugrats, both in Rugrat form and in All Grown Up form.
Okay.
And she's Valerie from Danny Phantom. So, like, 2 of my favorite cartoons of all time she's been in.
Oh, my God.
And then the third one is fucking what's her name?
Trace McNally?
Yeah,
Trace
Trace
McNeil?
McNally. Yeah. Who is Grandma Skinner and Dolph, who's the bully with long hair from The Simpsons. She's Daisy Duck. She's been the voice of Daisy Duck basically since 1998.
Yeah.
She is Mom from Futurama, to continue that connection. She's Charlotte from Rugrats, Angelica's mom. And she's Dot from Animaniacs.
Did she... Why do I feel like she passed away?
I hope not.
Why am I thinking that?
You're thinking of the voice of Mrs. Krabappel.
Oh, that's right.
She passed away.
Yeah. No, she did.
Tress McNeil?
Yeah, she did.
Are you sure? Because on her
Oh, no,
page,
never mind. Never mind. I apologize.
She's still alive.
You're still around.
Don't start rumors.
I'm sorry. She's alive. I retract thing that I just said. She's still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a website called who'saliveandwho'sdead.com.
Oh no.
But yeah, for like these three throwaway goons, they went big for voices. Because like at least for Trace McNeil, she was already Dot in Animaniacs. Like she was already big.
But I mean, that's kind of the power of the show, right? Is that I mean, this is all the time. Like, I think what will happen too is they'll bring people in to do bigger voices, and then they'll just have them stick around to do like a bit part here and there. Like I think Ron Perlman voiced like some random henchman in an episode adjacent to when he was playing Clayface.
Yeah,
right. They do that pretty regularly.
Okay,
but yeah, I mean, looking back on this episode, I don't think it's quite as good as I remember it being when I first saw it as a kid. But I loved it as a kid, and I think I think we're gonna see a lot of the new Batman adventures like look really cool, but maybe some of the storytelling isn't quite as deep.
Okay,
there are some huge exceptions to that though. I still think some of the best episodes ever of the animated series are included in this run.
Yeah,
but this did seem a little bit more meh.
There was one moment that I wish had happened because I put scenes in from what I would want to see. When Freeze destroys the painting, and then there's the woman with the dog, and he's about to shoot the dog, and Batman knocks the gun, and it has the alcohol stand. I would have loved just a quick cutaway of like the alcoholic being like, no,
my God, why? No, I needed
my one true love. You took away all hope.
And then he just actually like grabs a glass like an ice pick, picks off a chunk. Just I'm good. Never mind, guys. Go about your business.
And then the ending is they drop the ice bomb in the ocean.
Yeah.
With Freeze supposedly attached, but it zooms in and his head is missing.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of how there was a Futurama episode on how they deal with global warming.
Oh, they just dropped a giant ice cube,
and that's all I could think of. I'm like, is that plausible? Can we just drop a giant ice cube and have all our problems get saved?
Yeah. Oh, we just need to get on that.
Yeah.
It's like the giant ice pick, just or the ice hook or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Yeah, I thought it ended a little bit abruptly, and we won't see Freeze again until Batman Beyond.
Oh,
but
okay.
there's a really great episode with him in Batman Beyond. So, but I guess for now though, what are you plugging this week, Cameron? What have you been checking out?
What am I plugging? I finished my next audiobook. I was listening to Artemis by.
Oh, this is the new Ernest Cline.
No, Andy Weir.
Andy Weir.
Yeah, the guy who wrote The Martian.
Yeah.
It was fine. It didn't go the way I expected. I forgot how like mathematical and scientific Weir is in his writing.
Yeah, that's kind of his whole thing.
Yeah. And I guess I was expecting like kind of more action to it.
Okay.
But it's good. It's still a good story.
It's worth checking out.
I think so. If you have a free Audible download, I think it's worth it.
Or you could always just go pick up a book.
No.
And read it.
No. People don't do that anymore. This is an audio medium kind of world, Chris. Books are dead.
I refuse. I'll keep them alive just by myself if I have to.
And then it's kind of an older series, but it was just put up on Hulu. It's CNN's A History of Comedy, which is like an 8-episode documentary series, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so funny. It kind of goes over all aspects of comedy from like writing TV shows and movies to acting in TV shows and movies to stand-up to pulling inspiration from like politics and drugs and experience versus set-up punchline. Because I guess like until the 60s, all comedians just did set up punchline.
Oh, okay.
And it was like an underground movement of the late 60s that really was like...
That transitioned more to like storytelling sort of thing?
And it's so cool. Every episode's a different topic.
Oh, that's awesome.
Episode 2, I think, is my favorite one. And it's called The Funnier Sex. And it's about the rise of women in comedy.
Oh, awesome.
And the big fight they've had to go through to get there.
Yeah.
So great.
I'll have to check that out. I actually worked on, not on that show, but a show for True TV that kind of rivaled it. It was called Inside Iconic Comedy, and they were...
Oh, you remember we talking about that?
Yeah, so it mostly focused on movies. Because this was this is still the single job, maybe not anymore the single job, but like one of the jobs I was most disappointed I missed out on was I was already contracted for the day to be doing like an airport drop-off, but they went out to the airplane hangar and they saw the original airplane set at this like airport. It's used exclusive for filming, and they brought Robert Hayes, star of Airplane, and they put him in the airplane cockpit and turned it on, and I fucking missed it. But yeah, the show did something similar. I actually got to meet Phil Lamar.
Oh, that's awesome.
We interviewed him. Yeah, he was one of the people.
I've had a Skype call with him once.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like you and Phil Lamar, just the two of you?
No, not that intimate. One of my college professors was a good friend of his.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
And as like a treat to the class, he Skyped in with the class, and we could ask him about anything.
He when we met him, he seemed pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got to do that right after they announced Samurai Jack was coming back.
Oh, okay.
And so obviously all we wanted to do was ask him about that.
Samurai Jack. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awesome though.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Sorry. The reason we got to talk with him, it wasn't just like a good gift. We'd watched Pulp Fiction as a class.
Oh, yeah.
And he has a very bit part.
Yeah, it's like one of his few live action roles. It's still pretty important to the movie, but yeah.
Yeah. And so we were supposed to be asking questions about that.
Well, no.
But I think the news had dropped that morning about Samurai Jack. And it's like even our professor couldn't keep on topic.
No. Oh, that's awesome.
And I plugged it before, so we don't have to put it back in the plugs. But I finished Marvelous Miss Maisel, and it's amazing.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. It's wanting to watch. I'm super excited. Amazon Prime is now actually on the Apple TV, so I don't have to use my fucking Xbox. Guys, never buy an Xbox One. It's a piece of shit. I hate it so much. It never turns on twice the same way. So I'm like, I can watch all this stuff so much easier now.
What do you have to plug?
I went and saw a really great film, really small film though. It's only playing at the Laumley here in LA.
Oh wow!
But hopefully it'll get wider release at some point or be on video on demand. But it's called Princess Sid.
Okay.
Yeah, and my friend Michael was going to go see it. He's like, hey, come check it out with me. So I finally got to use my Movie Pass, after 2 months. I finally used it. But no, it's about this high school senior who goes to spend a few weeks with her aunt, who's a pretty well-known writer living in Chicago. She's part of the whole literary intellectual sect there. And the girl, while she's there, basically starts dating this other girl who's a barista. And it's just really... very sincere and very sweet and very charming, and it's for me in my mind I was kind of comparing it to Call Me by Your Name because they're both
it sounds similar
queer films, but while Call Me by Your Name is much more, it's weird because it's sophisticated but kind of flashy and very artistic and designed to be really cinematic. This is much more kind of grounded and real, and all the characters they're really cool to each other, and then they're just total assholes for no good reason. It felt very I actually think
it sounds like
more
a nice medium between Call Me by Your Name and Lady Bird, which kind of the two.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen Lady Bird yet. Okay. Yeah, I need to go see that one. But yeah, no, it's really really sweet. There's no one in it who's a really big name, but I absolutely loved it. And then also my friend Richard, who actually I think does listen to these. So hey, Richard, he lent me his copy of Love Is Love, which was the IDW comic published after the Pulse shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's a whole bunch of writers and artists, kind of they do either 1 page or 2 to 3 page, just small stories, and some of them are poetry, some of them are personal retellings, that sort of thing. But it's really incredible, and you know me, I have no emotions, and I think did I actually cry?
Oh wow!
I think I seem to vaguely recall like a little bit of dampness.
This is 2 weeks where we're learning how sensitive you are.
I know. Well, I can be sensitive sometimes. I also just watched Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan again, and I cry every time. That gets me. Luck of the Friarish from Futurama. Oh, always makes me cry.
There's those 3 episodes of Futurama that you can't ever watch. Luck of the Friarish, Jurassic Park, and then the last season when he goes to see his mom. The Close Encounters of the Third Kind remake.
Yes. Holy shit. wrecks me. All
yeah.
those every
You
time.
find out it's all.
Oh God, I know.
It's all her dream. It's all her dream, Chris. She still thinks about him.
I know. It's so sweet. But yeah, that actually made me cry a little bit.
Oh,
But it's really good. I mean, it's really incredible. It's well worth reading. So yeah, but that's it for me.
awesome. Sorry, everyone, that we kind of sped through this podcast.
We're off to go see John Mulaney.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want to make people jealous by telling exactly what we were doing, but
we tell people we're doing all the
LA.
time. Like,
yeah, we're being very LA.
We're extraordinary LA.
So where can we find us? Where am I?
Where are you, Cameron?
Where am I?
Where are you?
You can find me at CamDexter_adventures. I'm not even going to plug the other one until I make something new.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, go check out all of his other. He's very Disney heavy these days, so go check that out. That's some good shit. You can find me at Lordifer on Instagram and Twitter, and then the podcast itself is obviously at Timm Talk Pod on Gmail and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
Yes.
I'm trying to get better about actually keeping in touch with people. I really lost track for the last 2 weeks. I'm trying to get back on it now.
With emails?
With everything.
Okay.
Like I'm like way behind on everything right now.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get back up on it.
Yeah, blame Chris for not doing this.
Yeah.
That's clearly not my job.
Except for see, this is fucked up. Is that I do it all the time and I get shit for like being a week behind on things, but you get tons of credit for the occasional times you actually do something, and I'm the one giving you credit.
That's right. You appreciate me.
God, I've really screwed myself over in this situation.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
It's a great deal.
All right. Well, as always, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Have you ever been listening to NPR and thought to yourself, gosh, I love the human interest aspect, the dulcet voices of the hosts, the promise of totes, but I just hate how true it all is? That's where we come in. It's This American Lie, an hour of improvised NPR. We're a lot like that other show, but we make it all up in front of a live audience every second Saturday at the Nerdist School stage. Find show and ticket information at nerdistschool.com or catch the podcast on the Nerdist School Network. Search for us on iTunes.
The Nerdist School Network. For class and show information, visit nerdistschool.com.